Hi everyone, welcome to me video. I was going to say my channel, but it's not as if it's on YouTube. Welcome to the group. I'm absolutely dying, hence why I'm physically not going to be like my face. I'm not going to be recorded on this video, but I will going forward. But I put a thingy out in the group, like a survey. If I muddle my words up, I'm doing all this in one take because I'm not sitting re-recording and editing and stuff like that. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but it's tough fucking shite. I'm ill. I'm on my deathbed. Someone will be doing a conspiracy video about me soon. In autumn 1883, three bodies were dug from the ground, and all three bodies were found to have poison in them. The bodies were of an 8-year-old girl, a 19-year-old woman, and a 22-year-old man. And this was a murder spree drove by grade. Catherine and Margaret Flanagan came to Liverpool from Ireland in the late 1800s to become landladies. They began housing Catherine's son, John Flanagan, lodger Thomas Higgins, and his then 6-year-old daughter, Mary, and Patrick Jennings with his 14-year-old daughter, Margaret. Though they had enough lodgers, the sisters were still extremely poor. As they became more and more worried about their financial situation, they became aware of a burial society in the Liverpool area. A burial society was essentially a non-profit life insurance group where all members who paid the dues into this society basically got the money back out. When they died, the money got paid to the family to pay for the funeral. Just a bit like life insurance, but you're not getting it to like pay for your holiday and your new house and that when your mother snuffs. This is like, it was literally only to pay for the funeral. So what happened is they realised that if someone died who was in their care, they could take their money. And they realised that they'd gain the money off the life insurance offered by the societies if they had a cheap, minimal funeral service. So if they stuck in a cardboard box, they'd pocket all the rest of the money. So the first victim was Catherine's own son, who was John. To the outside world, it seemed as though this once healthy 22-year-old boy became ill quickly, and it was the illness that took his life. You know, bearing in mind that like typhoid and plague and all that's kicked about these days, like everyone's just dropping to the death left, right and centre. Sorry for the typhoid that I've got on the screen, but you get the gist. Disgusting. So everyone was just popping the clogs left, right and centre. So no one thought nothing suspicious about it. But behind closed doors, Catherine had poisoned her son with arsenic. Catherine collected the money from the burial society. Literally, he popped his clogs and she was straight along, he's dead, I need the money. She took the money immediately. He wasn't even like cold. So she got £71, which in today's money is the equivalent of around about £8,700. So, not long after this, Margaret Flanagan became Margaret Higgins. She married the lodger, Thomas Higgins. And a year after the couple got married, 8-year-old Mary Higgins took ill and passed away in the same quick manner as a housemate had 2 years earlier. Once again, the money was collected with what some considered disrespectful haste. She literally ran, knocked on the door, she snuffed, give us the money. Only a couple of months later, another lodger, 16-year-old Margaret Jennings, was dead. This is when suspicions grew in Liverpool. Everyone started to think, what's going on here? Now, these ladies were landladies. They already had the police snooping around because they had prostitutes there. People already knew what they were up to. The people knew they were a bit dodgy. There was something not right about them. But what finally did the sisters in was the murders of Thomas Higgins. So Margaret's husband, Higgins, died after 2 days of sudden illness, though the sisters and the doctors blamed his drinking and said that his death was destined to happen. Thomas's brother Patrick was devastated and shocked to hear of his brother's death. When he heard of the numerous deaths in the house, he thought, hang on, something not right here, there's something up. So he took it up on himself to investigate, a bit like what we do in the group. He asked the coroner's office to do a full autopsy, and then he contacted the police, and the police confronted the sisters at the pub in Liverpool. At which point Catherine sprinted out the door, still in her funeral attire. So you need to think, she's killed him, she's took his money, she's unburying him, This has all happened so quickly. So she's still in her funeral attire and she legs it. But Margaret was still there and she was arrested for the murder of her husband. So, I'm laughing and it's not funny, but like, fancy running out of the funeral of the person you've killed in the place looking for you. The examination of Thomas Higgins found traces of arsenic everywhere, and this prompted an examination of the other lodgers that met their untimely fate with the sisters. All three had traces of arsenic in the bodies, and a woman who recognised Catherine while she was staying at the woman's house as a lodger turned her in. And on October the 16th, 1883, the sisters were charged with the murder of Thomas Higgins and sentenced to death at Kirkdale Jail. Say that in one go, Kirkdale Jail. And on March the 3rd, 1884, so October, November, December, January, February, March, how bad am I after counting it with my fingers? 5 months later, the sisters were hanged together. Now, when they were at court, Margaret, who was 41 at the time, she collapsed when she found out they were getting sentenced to death. Where Catherine, who was 55, she just did not care. She really wasn't bothered. And that's how they got the name the Black Widows of Liverpool. There's loads of different Black Widows of all over. But like how evil, fancy killing your own family literally for 70 quid. I know there's times when we feel like we can kill our own family, but that's just like brutal. If I sound like I'm getting like masked over my face, something like that, it's because I've got toilet roll. Actually, I've got kitchen roll rammed up my nose, so it stops the snot from dripping out all over. So that's the story of the Black Widows of Liverpool. How fucking nasty, but how good as well that in like 1883 that they were able to like work out something's not right here, hunt down these women, find them, arrest them, but also be able to like check the bodies and realise like that is criminology at its finest back in 1883. You go Liverpool, please. So, I know this video is only short and you haven't seen my face, which maybe is a good thing to be fair. I bet you wish you hadn't heard my voice as well. But I will do some more videos. So, after this one's up, if you comment on it and tell us what you want us to do, I'll do it. If you don't, and then I'll just give in. Thanks, bye.